What is it going to take for this protest to end worldwide?
Justice, like to see those policemen actually, go behind bars and, actually pay for what they did.
Yeah.
That would be a step in, a right step in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Just because we don't need to set that precedence or keep setting that precedence that, white people in uniforms can do whatever they want. There has to be accountability, but it has to be consistent.
Okay. How do you feel about the Ottawa police? How do you think they've been? Are they trying to trying to mend relationships here? You know what I mean?
Personally, I haven't had an encounter today.
Okay.
And I can't say I've had a negative encounter in the past.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have heard from a lot of people who have experienced stuff like that. And that's what I'm saying. These people talk about these things every day.
Yeah.
This same story happens every day.
Yeah.
And people forget about it until something big like this happens. So if you're gonna be about this, be about it all the time.
Yeah. For sure.
I think what it's going to take is breaking down a number of systems that we have, whether it be from property division and taxing systems all the way up to our police force. Personally, I believe in less of an enforcement aspect with police and more so the social work side and getting to the bottom of why people are acting out the way they're acting, if they are even acting out.
Yeah.
And solving problems with people and treating them like people, not just like a fucking number. And you did this, so you're automatically, it almost comes across as once you commit a crime, you lose your human, your rights as a person, the way they treat people. And I think what it's really going to take is it's going to take everybody, first of all, openly admitting that it exists and that it's here and that it's prevalent in our underlying systems, as well as the police force.
Yeah, for sure.
Even education, school funding. It's going to take a lot of uncomfortable conversations, and it's going to take a lot of change. It's going to be rebuilding our fucking system.
When things slow down or you can't see it anymore, you forget about it, you go back to your life, and so what we need is people to be like this, to be engaged, to hold the government accountable and all that stuff,
for sure.
But to do it actively all the time. If you believe in this, you live for this.
Because we have a different history than America.
Exactly.
When it comes to racism. But still, we still need to
exactly.
Our voices heard.
So even the message of injustices happening in Canada have to be more widespread. We need to point the finger to these types of issues all the time and come out and with this same energy, but do it consistently. Because this is gonna last a few days, a week or something, right? And then what happens after that, So
Each and every one of you who took a moment to come here. Congratulations, félicitations.
None of this should have ever this shouldn't even be happening in the first place.
Yeah.
The fact that people can see another person, another human being, and think of them as less than themselves because of the color of their skin is one of the most closed-minded and unintelligent views I think you can have.
Yeah. Where we are now, so.
That's what I mean, and that's where it gets you, is that there's plenty of people out there who are definitely racist. There's also, I'm sure, plenty of people, I've seen plenty of Asian people who are racist against other Asian nationalities. That sort of thing. It's prevalent everywhere. It's acknowledging it and and condemning it and honestly shaming the fuck out of the people who perpetrate it.
So I decided to make this video because I feel like at this time around the world, we're living in very unique times right now, and I just felt like it was important to document, especially for a city like Ottawa, especially because, you know, it's a quiet town, you know, it's a government town. I just feel like when something like this goes down, I just feel like it's a great opportunity to go out and get people's opinions and just their views and outlooks in these state of times right now. My whole afterthought on the protest was, it was great. To be honest, it was great. There wasn't any looting, there wasn't any violence. It wasn't anything like that, to be honest. It was amazing. It was time for people to just come together, not just to protest police brutality, but just to express their own grievances and frustrations and their own stories and experiences with racism. And it was just great to see people out there and just come together, really. So then it brings me to this question, which is, where do we go from here? Because even after the protests subside, and they're still protesting in the States, but what are we going to do with all that energy that we use to support and protest? Protesting isn't enough. Online activism, it's not enough. Canceling people's views who've never actually experienced racism, it's not really going to do anything. It's like, you know, it's like having a house and then someone breaks your house, you know, and you're not just going to tell and scream at this person to build the house again, because they're not going to do it. So I just feel like at this point, it's really up to us, and it's really up to really working, you know, for Black people, you know, to work on ourselves in the Black community and to just figure out, you know, what do we need to work on, what steps we can take. And I just feel like we really have to put a lot more effort into changing the perceptions that, you know, society and the media places on us. And I just feel like if we don't put any effort, if we put a lot less effort into that, then I just feel like this is going to be counterproductive, and this protest was really just for nothing. And I honestly think it starts with promoting the idea that, you know, we're not just boxed into this corner, that we're entertainers, rappers, athletes, you know, or things like that. I just feel like there's a lot more to us, and, you know, obviously, and I just feel like it starts by changing the narrative as well, that, you know, we're not threatening, we don't look suspicious, and just, you know, finding ways in the Black community to change that, and just, you know, having more Black people in more traditional settings and things of that nature. Teachers, police work, firefighter, scientists, and I just feel like there's not enough Black people in those spaces, and I just feel like when we're able to break those stereotypes, then we can, you know, help inspire people, you know, the youth and all that in our community to just go out and push the boundaries. And also, this isn't just for Black people, but also for white people. You know, don't be afraid to ask a Black person, you know, friend, colleague, coworker, whatever, you know, questions. How do you feel about this, or what happened here, anything like that? Because I just feel like, for me personally, when, you know, white people come up to me at work or something and ask me about how I feel about this, I love those questions, because then, you know, it's an opportunity to explain our take and just why things are the way they are. Because I do feel like a lot of times, you know, when you're not talking to a person of color and you're just kind of, you know, talking amongst your own people in your own circle, then your understandings and perceptions get warped, and then there's more shallow thinking that just comes to the surface, instead of, you know, understanding other people's perspectives. Even if you might not agree with everything they say, you know, at least you'll understand where they're coming from and why they see things the way they are. But yeah, these are only my opinions. These aren't whole complete solutions or one take answers to every single problem that we're currently facing. But within, you know, just the Black community, and just, you know, people of color in general, and just, you know, racism and all that. These are just opinions and just things I feel like if we actually look into trying, it can take us in the right direction and just have a better outcome, to be honest. So, yeah. And if you made it to the end of this video, thanks for watching, and have a good day.